What makes a great character? Is it a great performance, a theme or idea that sticks with you? A lot of people think a great character is defined by their change or arc in their story. But what happens when the change or progression is absent? What happens if it never existed at all? And what happens if it goes in a complete opposite direction? So before we start, we need to understand who dogg is. And to do that, I think it's better to just show you a clip from the opening scene.
The fuck you say about my mama?
I don't want any trouble. Just get out.
You talking shit. Every time I come in this motherfucker, you got something to say. Fuck you.
Now, I'm sure based off that small introduction, dogg obviously seems as a very unhinged and violent person, and that's exactly what we're going to be examining in this video, by diving into certain events and key moments in the movie that not only demonstrates dogg's brutal portrayal of violence, but really answers what happens when a character never changes. The first scene to talk about is the convenience store scene. From the start of the scene, we pick up on two of the main characters having a conversation, just talking about going to a party and trying to buy beer. Yet, as they begin to look in the fridge, one of the owners is secretly trying to get closer to them and keep an eye on them, and dogg immediately calls her out for it, as he knows that she thinks that they're trying to steal something. They then get their beers out of the fridge, yet Kane opens his and begins drinking it in the store. And this is where things begin escalating, as now both the owners are staring and are beginning to build tension between themselves and Kane and dogg, with each group of people only getting more angry as the tension keeps building. Yet out of the two of them, Kane is able to remain calm, while dogg seems to be getting closer to the edge and seems to be falling into the bait of feeling disrespected. Through continuous dirty looks and glares from both the owners, they finally pay, yet on their way out, dogg asks for Kane's change back, with the owner giving it to them and then telling him that he doesn't want any trouble, but that they have to get out now. And just when we think dogg and Kane have finally made it out of this unfair situation, the owner has to say,
I feel sorry for your mother.
now, this instantly escalates the situation, and it leads dogg to not only leave the store, but shoot both the owners, take the camera tape, and then also rob the store. And the fact that this scene opens the movie really sets the tone for not only what these two characters will represent, but demonstrates the whole violent nature of the whole film, easily allowing for the two main characters to be introduced. As first, we have dogg, which, as we've seen in this first interaction, we see what dogg ultimately represents, which is pure violence, craziness, and the will to always fight back on anything that comes in his way, no matter how irrational. The next and other main character of not only the scene, but the whole movie, is Kane. And as we can see in this scene, he symbolizes a more civil, protective, and ambiguous character in opposed to dogg. Now, in this scene, there are a couple very important things to keep in mind here. One is the fact that before dogg shot anyone, he was pretty much in the right here. And you could see how he was being treated unfairly, and not just that, but was willing to let the initial disrespect slide before the owner talked about his mother, which this almost gives him a sense of being a somewhat civil person. Yet, right when you think this, he pulls the trigger, brutally murders both owners, and it almost shows the audience exactly who dogg is, which is a violent, brutal killer who will stop at nothing to ensure his name has respect and envy. The next important thing in the scene is after dogg shoots the first owner, he not only commits multiple murders, but then commits a robbery. And this is possibly the most important thing here, as in such a short period of time, this has gone from just trying to buy beer to a multiple charge crime. And in that, we are able to see how this is not only normal for dogg, but right after he pulls the trigger, he is thriving and is almost acting out of routine rather than rationality. And we can also see how, in terms of who's more calm now, the roles have almost reversed, and O-Dog begins to seem like he is in his element, while Kane rationally begins to freak out, easily showing how one character, O-Dog, can turn a simple disagreement into possibly one of the most brutal scenes in the whole violent world that is this movie. The next crucial event to talk about that defines O-Dog is the tape scene. Now, this scene comes when O-Dog is at a party, and by this point, he's got the liquor store tape in his hands, the very tape that shows him murdering both owners, and he begins to show it off to two of his friends. Yet, as the graphic murder plays on the TV screen, something scary happens, as we see how O-Dog begins to take pride in it, and instead of hiding it or becoming haunted by it like Kane, the rational one, tells him to do, O-Dog treats it like a trophy, parading it around while one friend laughs with approval and exception. Now, O-Dog taking full pride in his violent acts just in order to try to gain respect from others shows how truly immature he is, but also shows how, like many others, he's really becoming a product of his environment. Yet, instead of trying to be cautious or avoid confrontation like Kane does, he fully embraces it. And this is exactly when another friend from the other room walks in with a shotgun, asking O-Dog if he's ready to kill more people. And this is really significant and symbolic, as it's almost like O-Dog has gotten approval and has even graduated from just having a normal handgun to having a more outrageously dangerous weapon, allowing for him to again fall deeper and deeper into this cycle of violence. Which then leads us to the final major event, which is the drive-by scene. So we pick up with a group of the cousins that Kane originally fought with and disrespected, and they're all in a car with loaded guns, getting ready to commit a drive-by. However, we then see O-Dog is helping Kane, Anthony, and his mother move out. Yet, because we have just seen what we have, we know what's happening before it even does. And it's interesting here as we get a shot of Anthony on his bike, as all they do is leave him outside, not knowing what to expect. Yet, because we have seen the car as it barrels down the road, we wonder, are they really going to shoot a kid? And that's exactly where the violence peaks in this movie, as it has gone so far to the point where an innocent kid could die just for the sake of revenge. The bullets then rain out, and everyone except one person panics here, and that one person is O-Dog. And O-Dog not panicking or even flinching, with his first instant reaction being to shoot back, allows for us to get a sense that he's not only gotten lost in the violence, but is unfazed by it. And we can then see this again as similar to the original convenience store scene. O-Dog seems to be the only person who is calm here. Even when he sees Kane get hit, he is devastated, but he's able to brush it off more than anyone else, as to him, this is just another day, because he has been so surrounded by this violence the whole movie. When it finally hits the people he loves, he almost is numb to having a reaction. And that's when we can also see how he was the only one not hit by any of these shots, because he not only has become immune to the violent world around him, but has, through his return of the violence, lost all hope and fully submitted, like the audience has, to a grim and very dark ending of this movie. Alright guys, that's going to wrap up the video today. I hope you enjoyed it. I tried to make this one kind of similar to the Doughboy video, because I've been seeing how much you guys have been liking that one, and I've really been loving all the support on that one, so thank you guys. Sorry about not uploading for a while. There's just been so much stuff. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you did enjoy it, let me know. If you didn't, still let me know. Um, but yeah, I'm thinking about keeping this series going where I analyze the characters. And as always, if you guys have any movies, characters, music, things you want me to talk about, just drop in the comments below. And yeah, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.